Hey guys, Rex655 from the T-Rex Gamers here. I'm going to be doing a Rex Talks today, and I'm going to be talking about why I hate and love Nintendo right now. So, Nintendo's one of the two companies that saved the gaming industry in the 80s and 90s, after, all the Atari consoles and Pong consoles came out in the 70s, and everybody didn't know what to buy. So everybody just stopped buying video games, and the video game industry almost crashed. But then Nintendo and Sega decided to save it and make a bunch of really good games with only a few consoles that people would like to buy for their kids. And so ever since then, Nintendo's been known as a pretty big video game company that makes really good games and consoles that have been known throughout the years, such as the Wii, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, uh, more, and they've been successful with certain franchises such as the Mario franchise, the Legend of Zelda franchise, the Kirby franchise, Super Smash Brothers series, and more. Um, but recently, there's been some bad stuff concerning Nintendo, and recently, I found out that there was a user on YouTube called Brawl something who was he used to upload Nintendo official soundtracks, like, so basically, noises and music tracks from games, but they were extended so people could just listen to them in their free time or if they were doing something else. But recently he had to delete most of Nintendo official soundtracks because Nintendo started blocking some of his videos. So he had to remove some of them so he didn't have any copyright trouble. So there's ones from the NES because I I feel like him extending them and something certain at the end is fair use, but that means a lot of people don't get to listen to some of their favorite tracks, which a lot of people have been mad about. And there's another YouTube user named Silver Gunner, and um, yeah, Silver Gunner, and then Gilva Sunner. He's Silver Gunner is a channel with music rips, which is basically changing music from official soundtracks of games or shows or more. And Gil Sunner uploads not extended official soundtracks, but just official soundtracks to a point in length, like 2 minutes and 24 seconds of a certain music track from a game. Uh, and so now people are worried that Silver Gunner and Gil Sunner are going to get taken down or copyright stricken because of Nintendo started to block Brawl's content. Which is a big problem because a lot of people like to listen to Nintendo's music. And the thing is, they've also been taking down ROMs, which are ported games to the PCs, and that you can play on stuff called emulators, which basically you can play a certain system, the games on it. Say you got Dolphin emulator, which emulates GameCube and Wii games. You just gotta put a ROM on there, or you got a certain disk in your computer that can be read by the computer, and you're able to play them. But recently, Nintendo has been taking out sites that put out ROMs, which a lot of people like to play because they can't get the consoles, say the Super Famicom, which, by the way, the Super Nintendo as well. It's just in Japan. A lot of people aren't able to play those certain games without, an emulator and ROMs. But recently, Nintendo has started taking down those and, even arresting people for them. Which people could say, Soldier Boy released Soldier Boy consoles and handhelds where he just had stolen ROMs, which, by the way, they didn't play well at all. And he got arrested, which is reasonable, but you're taking away ROMs and people are trying to preserve your games because they like them. But if you taking them away, they won't be able to play them anymore, and eventually they'll fade out into history. But people always remember games like Super Mario Brothers and The Legend of Zelda for the NES. But they might not be able to play them without ROMs. And I know there's 3DS, there's a Virtual Console on the Wii U, and there's stuff with the Switch. But people who don't have access to that won't be able to play them unless they have an emulator or ROM. But if you take those away, your games won't be able to be preserved, as well as their tracks with music tracks and the people who upload the official soundtracks. You won't be able to preserve those if you just take them away. That's a big problem with Nintendo. But I love Nintendo because they make really great games from my childhood that I just love, like Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, Mario Galaxy, Mario Galaxy 2, Zelda Skyward Sword, stuff like that. I used to play those a lot. I had a GameCube when I was younger. I used to play Mario Kart Double Dash. I love those games. I also love the music of them, but I can't really listen to them now because Nintendo's starting to take those down from YouTube and other sites as well. And I can't really find them anywhere on the internet. Uh, I love to listen to the Super Mario Galaxy track, and I'm happy that someone has uploaded extended tracks, other than Brawl. But who knows? Those are good taken out too. So that's a big problem with Nintendo. That's why I really dislike Nintendo. But I also love them, because they make really good games, really good consoles. Part of my childhood. But I think I don't. This is the first time I'm ever saying this, but I think they need to, follow and watch what Sega does because Sega, they are all right with fan creations. In fact, in Sonic Forces, they allowed people to make OCs as a main character, uh, and without the fan base, really, you don't have much. And so I think Nintendo needs to start appreciating what their fans do and stop taking it down. There used to be a game a few years back called Zelda Maker, which is like Super Mario Maker, but you can make Zelda dungeons and worlds. But Nintendo took that down because it was using some of their sprites. And a lot of people loved that game. They loved playing it. But Nintendo took it down. And a lot of people were angry because you shouldn't do that. You're just taking away what your fans are making up your own content. They're showing their appreciation for your content, but you're taking it away. You're not going to be able to preserve it. You're not going to be able to have people like follow their own dreams. Maybe that person, that was a part of their portfolio for maybe applying at a game programming center or something. Maybe a game company to help code games, more games. Maybe they were trying to put that in the portfolio for Nintendo. Who knows? But Nintendo took that chance away. Nintendo took that game away. Now people can't play it and have fun. You should be taking that away from everybody else. I mean, I get it. They're copying some stuff, but they're not. That was free. That wasn't even forcing you to purchase anything. They just made it for free, and that's a big problem with Nintendo. They can't really. They don't really allow fans to make their own stuff of their stuff. So, that's a problem. Also, Nintendo immediately caves into people's demands. When Smash Ultimate was announced and they showed Mr. Game & Watch, one of the fighters in its moveset, there's one with him putting a torch out, which is from one of the Game & Watch handhelds from around early 80s. And around late 70s, early 80s. And he had like an Indian kind of hat on. Native American, obviously, but and a lot of people, some people on the internet got really mad about that because it was being racist when it wasn't. It was just part of his moveset from a game from a few decades ago. Which that's not bad. That's just going back to one of his old handheld games. Like it's not purposefully racist. It's just part of his moveset. You can't, and so people forced Nintendo to take it away. Nintendo immediately caved in because I know they don't want problems with people, but at the same time, Nintendo has to have their own voice. I kind of dislike that about Nintendo as well because that can ruin some aspects of games that just cave into certain people's demands. Really, that's all I have for this video. One last thing I'm going to say is that Nintendo's online service, do not buy it. It's not worth it. I get it, it's like $2 a month or something. Yeah, that's pretty cheap compared to Xbox Live and stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of stupid. You buy it and you get, online services, obviously, but you also get like cloud save data backup, where if you say you have the online service and your Nintendo Switch breaks and you have downloaded games on there, not cartridge games, uh, if you'll be able to get those saves back if they were saved in the data cloud. Um, one Nintendo service person replied with someone who asked if um, my subscription ends and my Nintendo Switch breaks and I still have something to save data cloud, can I get it back? And the person replied, no, you can't, which freaked out a lot of people and ended up getting outcry. And it turns out, no, you couldn't at the time. So Nintendo actually changed that though to it's like 6 months after, just like PlayStation and Xbox. Um, where if you subscribe within that 6 month time period, you're able to get the stuff from the Save Cloud data back. You also get to have Nintendo games on it from the NES, possibly the SNES, maybe in the future, if not already. You get classic games, and they add I think they add some every few months or something. Uh, which it sounds really worth it, but it's not. Uh, for a year, I think it's some $80 something. I don't know. It's probably 60. It's like a price of a game. I feel like it's not worth it. And a lot of people have actually outcried about the online service because Nintendo's online service is really it's outdated because Xbox and PlayStation are doing better, and Nintendo has just been really late on this. I remember the Wii. The only online service you had was Mario Kart Online. Like they were way behind already to do this. So a lot of people haven't appreciated that they're way behind already, and that they're just doing this now with the technology they have. So I feel like it's not worth it. I'd wait until something else happens. Also, Nintendo got a new head executive named Doug Bowser. That's a coincidence. Which I think is really cool. So that's all for this video of Rex Talks. I'll start trying to upload more. I just haven't been feeling like making videos lately, and well, see you around.